That ought to keep you comfy cozy.
Snug as a bug. Thanks.
Can I get you anything?
How about the door?
Oh. Whatever you're selling, we're not buying.
I'm not selling anything. I'm here to see Dixie.
Hang on. You want guests this evening?
That's not a guest. That's Opal. Let her in. Oh.
You may come in.
Well, thanks a ton.
You sure about this?
It's fine. Hi, Opal. How are things?
What's with the bulldog? You need somebody to screen your guests? Afraid of who might be dropping by?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on, don't play Little Miss Innocent with me. I know all about your shameless affair with Tad, and that's why I'm here to beg you to lay off and stay away from my boy.
Are you pregnant or not?
In the general scheme of things, would it make any difference to you if I said yes?
What kind of question is that? Of course it would make a difference.
Because of me or because of Dixie?
What is that supposed to mean?
It means I know that you and Dixie are having an affair, and that it's been going on since she followed Ted out to Napa. Are you going to deny it?
No. I'm not. How'd you find out?
All that matters is that I know.
I'm sorry, but I need to know how you found out.
Why? So you don't make the same mistake with your next one?
No, Brooke, please, just tell me how you found out.
What do you want to know, Tad? Which part? Napa? The trip to Napa or your business trip? Business trip. To New York? Did you have a nice little romantic rendezvous at Nexus? You take all the women there to wine them and dine them? I think the management ought to give you a discount. Did you buy the place out for her, too?
What's it for you?
Close. But no cigar. No, she told me, she saw you at Nexus when she was there with Myrtle, but she didn't think you were there on anything other than Orsini business.
And how did you find out about me and Dixie?
Out of the mouths of babes.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to play 20 questions. Would you please just answer
It
the
was
question?
Junior, okay? Junior told me. Junior told me his mother was in Canada.
She was. She was there because she cared about me. She was worried.
Was she concerned you'd catch a chill?
No, she was afraid that Ted was going to kill me.
You know, spare me this mission of mercy story because I have heard it before. Dixie went to Canada
The man
to
had
be
the whole thing
with her
planned
lover.
out.
If Phoebe hadn't caught you at Nexus, that's what did it. Dixie probably thought you'd
Brooke,
be
I'm
more
telling you, it's
private,
the
you'd be
truth.
more secret.
The man
In
almost...
You and she have been sneaking off behind my back every chance you got. And poor, pathetic me, I am so busy going one-on-one with myself because I was attracted to Edmund. I didn't even notice. How could you let me tell you what happened in Willow Lake and beg your forgiveness? You let me go on and on and on and blaming myself and all the time because you were growing more distant. Don't you think it was time at that point to say, Brooke, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm sleeping with Dixie, so it doesn't bother me.
It did bother me.
Oh, right. I'm sure
hated it.
bothered
I
you. All the way
despise lying to
Dixie's bedroom
you.
it bothered you. You didn't hate it enough to stop it, did you, Tad? You didn't hate it enough to tell me the truth, did you? All this time, you let me go on and on, blaming myself because I was attracted to Edmund. It made me feel like I was unworthy, like I was unforgivable, like I was even undesirable, and all the time it was because you were saving yourself for Dixie.
Not true, Brooke.
Don't ever touch me. I can't, ever.
You found out about Ted and me from Brooke, didn't you?
Yeah, Brooke told me all right, but would I believe her? Oh, absolutely not. No, I got my genes in an uproar. No son of mine would ever do anything so low as to be cheating on his wife. Tad's not like that anymore. You should have heard me. What a fool I was.
Opal, please, let me explain, all right? Remember when Ted asked me to go out to Napa? And I did. Well, when I got there, he was nowhere to be found. I ended up being alone with Tad. It turned out that we both had feelings for each other that we couldn't deny. Strong feelings. We just couldn't. We had to stop pretending.
The time to stop pretending was months ago, before Tad got married, not after.
I tried then. You know I tried. When the day that they got married, I was going to go and talk to him and tell him how I felt, and then Ted showed up. None of this would have happened if he hadn't come around.
Well, you could be right there. I've never been a big fan of that Mr. Ted Orsini. I always thought he was the wormy apple in the barrel from the day I laid eyes on him. And if he had stayed lost then, maybe Tad would have taken wedding vows with you instead of Brooke. But it didn't happen that way. You two had your chance and you blew it.
That is so not fair, and you know it. I was married to Brian when Tad came back.
Well, that's something I never did understand.
Neither did Tad. That was the problem.
Yeah, well, the problem now is that you don't understand that Tad loves Brooke.
No. Yeah, okay, yes, he loves Brooke. In a way. But not the same way he loves me.
No, I suppose not. I'm sure it is different. Brooke's got him on a kind of a slow simmer where you're more of a rapid boil. Well, you know, there is more to life than passion, Dixie. Brooke is the mother of Tad's son.
I'm perfectly aware of that. Jamie's the most important person in the world to Tad.
Yeah, well, he was up until you came along.
No, he still is. But Tad can't stand thinking that something might happen to Jamie because of all of this.
Well, don't you think it's high time that somebody did start thinking about it? You are a mama, Dixie. You know what it would be like. You almost lost your child and it near killed you, remember? Could you live with yourself if you caused Tad to lose his child?
I'm sorry that that's how you found out.
You're just sorry that I found out, period.
I wanted to tell you myself.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry that I spoiled your
I just wanted you to hear it from me.
Then why didn't you tell me, Tad, the minute that you came back from Napa? Why didn't you tell me?
I couldn't. I didn't know how I felt.
You didn't know how you were feeling? You knew who you were feeling. Obviously, it wasn't me.
Brooke, don't you understand? I wasn't sure of anything. I wasn't sure of you. I wasn't sure of Dixie. I wasn't even sure of myself. This marriage means a great deal to me. I had to be sure.
You had to keep all your options open. I mean, there obviously wasn't any hurry. I was sort of left twisting in the wind, apologizing every 10 seconds or so while you and Dixie are out doing what Edmund and I only thought about.
Look, no matter what you think, okay? I did not like sneaking around, cheating on you. That's the reason I went to Canada in the first place, to try and get my head together. You know, I thought a change of scene might clear my mind.
What, are you tired of thinking in sleazy hotel rooms?
I needed
Is that
some
it?
perspective on me and what's happening to my life, to decide what it meant.
You went to Canada to choose between Dixie and me.
Yes.
Well, what did you decide?
You haven't answered my question. Are you pregnant?
I don't want Tad to lose Jamie any more than I want to lose Junior.
What is it that you think is going to happen?
Tad and I are hoping that Brooke will be reasonable and give him a good amount of visitation time.
Well, what is a good amount? vacations, once-a-month weekends, maybe. Let's face it, visitation just doesn't cut it. A boy needs his daddy every day.
Wait a minute, Opal. I don't see Uncle Palmer around very often, and Peter seems to be doing just
Petey
fine.
is just a baby. Jamie is old enough to feel the pain of missing his daddy.
Oh, I get it. So Peter won't be scarred for a couple more years then. That must make you feel very
If
comfortable.
I have anything to say about it, Peter won't be scarred at all. Why is it that you think I'm spending my days up to my eyeballs in chicken fat just because I like it? I am trying to help Palmer make a success of that business for Petey's sake.
Are you telling me that after everything that Uncle Palmer's done and everything that you have said,
I know,
that you would
I
take that man
know.
back into your life?
Look, I know that Palmer has done a lot of low-down, rotten, double-crossing, dirty stuff in his life. There's no doubt about it. But I owe it to my son to do my ding-dangest to try to patch things up with his father. If I had one wish, it would be that Petey would grow up in a happy, solid, stable family life. And that's what I want to make possible.
That's very noble, Opal, but extremely useless. Look, let's just say you and Uncle Palmer, you patch things up. Well, he's just going to do something underhanded all over again, and you're going to be miserable all over again. A marriage that stays together for the sake of a child is no marriage.
What about a marriage that stays together for the sake of the children?
Opal, are you trying to tell me something?
There's a real strong possibility that Brooke's pregnant.
Brooke might be pregnant? How do you know?
Are you forgetting that I live with the woman?
Did she take a home test or something?
No, but there are other signs. I don't miss much.
Does she have morning sickness?
Well, no, but I would say that racing up to Dr. Kadami's office tonight like her life depended on it was a pretty good sign. She probably got the results by now.
She can't be pregnant. Tad told me that they were going to put off trying to have any more children. He wouldn't lie to me.
Well, stuff happens. I mean, you knew that they were still sharing the same bed.
It wouldn't have sex without some sort of...
Well, maybe it was an accident. Nothing is foolproof, you know.
She set him up, didn't she?
If the good Lord wanted there to be another soul in the world, then it would happen. There's nothing you can do about it.
No, I bet she engineered this whole thing as some sort of last-ditch effort to hang on to him. What a sneaky
Now,
move.
wait a minute. I will not have the kettle calling the pot black here. If you and Tad had been honest with Brooke when you first came back from Napa, she wouldn't have been stuck for an explanation as to why Tad was slip-sliding away. She wouldn't have had to resort to such desperate means to try to save her marriage.
She lied to him.
You want to lay blame? Well, here's a buck apiece for you and Tad. And those bucks stop right here.
Would another child matter to you? Is that what I'm hearing?
Of course it would matter.
But the one that you have already doesn't.
That's not true, and you know it.
Yeah, do I?
Jamie means more to me than the world.
Then Dixie...
You know better than anybody else in the world exactly what Jamie means to me. You've watched us together. You feel the same way I do when you're with him. And believe me, I know the difference between that a real father makes. Somebody like Ray Gardner or Joe Martin. Jamie's my son. He's part of me. And I'm not giving up on that for anything in the world. Now, I want to know, is it happening again? If it is, at least I can be there for this child from the start.
In other words, if I'm pregnant, you would stay with me? You would choose us over Dixie?
We will return to All My Children right after these messages.
Are you pregnant? Look, it's not a difficult question. It seems to me you've only got 3 options. Yes, no, and I don't know. Just pick one, any one. But, Brooke, please, answer the question.
It's not much fun being left in the dark, is it?
If you are pregnant, we've got to talk about it.
Oh, now all of a sudden we've got to talk? Where was this desire to communicate when you came back from Napa? All you told me at that point was that you were not interested in having another child at that point. Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Why didn't you just say it to me? I felt like I was unlovable. Why didn't you just say to me, gee, Brooke, I'm not interested in sleeping with you because I have a better offer somewhere else?
Because I did everything I could not to hurt you. I swear I did.
Do you think that making me feel undesirable didn't hurt me? Really, you know, I find begging to be very degrading, and that's what I was doing with you. I was begging you to make love to me.
What did you want me to do? Do you want me to leap into creating another life when I wasn't sure whether or not I wanted to stay in this marriage? Do you think that would have been fair to you or the baby? But it doesn't matter anyway because you decided to take the decision out of my hands. You decided to try to get pregnant no matter what I wanted.
Because I was desperate, all right? Our marriage was in serious trouble. I felt responsible because of Edmund. And you were losing interest in me. Day after day, you were growing more and more distant. And it pushed me to think that maybe if we had another miracle like Jamie, that maybe I wouldn't lose you. Pretty silly. Wasn't it?
Hello. Yeah, she is. It's Dr. Gadami's office. It's for you.
Opal, we never meant to do anything to hurt her.
Oh, you and Tad, all you care about is yourself.
I'm sorry that Brooke has suffered.
Yeah, well, that's too little too late.
What am I supposed to do?
Well, you could have tried telling her the truth.
What? I feel that my love for Tad is stronger than hers?
Well, that's your opinion.
Well, Tad is like the love of my life. And he feels the same way about me. What we have is just so much stronger than what he has with Brooke. Tad knows that, I know that, and Brooke can deny it, but there's just something. We're like destined to be together. I always thought you knew that. It's why I went to Canada in the first place. It's why I risked my life for him, and I would do it again. So baby or no baby, I'm not going to give Tad up.
I'm sorry I left so quickly. I just thought that I was through.
You left without your vitamin prescription.
Could you call that in?
I suppose so. Now, Dr. Gadami would like to see you in 3 weeks. What day is good for you?
I'm not sure.
Mrs. Martin, prenatal care is very important for you and the baby you're carrying.
I will check my calendar and then I'll call you back.
That the test results?
I told you, I already know the test results.
Come on, Brooke, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to go around and around. If you don't want to give me a straight answer, I can just call the office and get it myself. Now, what's it going to be?
You didn't ask me for a divorce.
What, do you want me to lie?
Well, you've got
Do you want me to
good
tell you
at
that I
it.
don't love Dixie? Do you want me to tell you that I don't want to be with her? Because I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Now, I confess to the affair.
You didn't confess, Tad. You were forced to
Fine,
admit it.
it's
It's a
a
big difference.
How many children am I going to be supporting?
It's hell not knowing, isn't it?
It's almost Christmas. Now, I'm hoping that no matter what happens, you and I are going to be able to give our son a good Christmas.
Whatever happens doesn't sound very promising. Next thing I know, you'll be telling me I should invite Dixie to join us for Christmas dinner.
I wish you'd just tell me. I've got a right to know whether or not you're pregnant.
You have changed. The Dixie I once knew would never have considered depriving innocent children of their daddy.
You know, Opal, we don't even know for sure if Brooke is pregnant.
You know, you've hurt Brooke like this before. How are you going to feel costing her another husband? happened?
If you're trying to make me feel worse than I already do,
Well,
it's
you
not
may
worth it.
already have a heap load more pain coming at you, Missy. I mean, what are you going to do if it turns out that Brooke does have another bun in the oven and Tad decides to stay with her?
Whatever Tad decides, I'll live with. If he comes over here and tells me that he's decided to stay with Brooke, so be it.
Oh, well, that's a lot easier
In the
said than
meantime,
done.
I would just appreciate it if you just mind your own business. I don't ever want to discuss this with you again, all right? The subject is closed. And I'd really appreciate it if you just left my house.